Hello everyone and welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel, in a new series of videos I guess that I'll be uploading hopefully. Right now I just have my iPhone that I'm recording on, so the quality probably won't be the greatest, but in the future I'm looking at getting a GoPro or something to hopefully film some videos. So this is going to be hopefully more of the content that you'll be seeing on my channel when I have time to make the videos. I don't have any editing software right now, so it's kind of just going to be a straight cut video. But anyways, getting to the point. So a couple weeks ago, I picked up this car. It's a 1998 Honda Civic EX. I got it for $750, and it shows obviously. There's decent scratch right there. Pretty nice dent in this fender. The driver front fender also had a bunch of rust and dents on it. This bumper was hanging on by 2 zip ties. I'm not sure exactly. I'm thinking this is just from what everyone else usually does with Hondas. I think this is like a 2000 bumper or something, but I'm not 100% sure. Not sure if I'm going to keep that or not. But also this door here has a dent in it. So the car needs a lot of work, but I'm hoping to have it done by the end of May this year, which is only what, 4 or 5 months away. And because of that, there's a big car show here in Wisconsin called Automotion, and that's when I want to have it done by, so I can take it down there. So pretty much a quick overview, I guess, of the car, and you know, kind of what the plans are for it. So like I said, I picked it up for $750, and right now, you know, I have been dabbling into it, figuring out what I all need to replace or what I don't need to replace. That's a shorter list. I had ordered new coilovers because these coilovers they're about $400 coilovers from what I saw on eBay, but they're all pretty much shot. When I bought the car, the driver front sat cockeyed like that, so I'm thinking the strut and that coilover is probably just junk. So I got function form type 1 coilovers, but those aren't going to be able to go on for quite a long time, unfortunately. As I was taking everything apart with my buddy Kyle, we figured, just looking at everything else with the suspension system in front and everything and in back, that it almost would be, it's going to be a little bit more money obviously, but a lot easier in the long run to pretty much replace everything. As you can see, I don't know where we got the other side out fine, but this strut fork here that goes through the lower control arm, the ball joint there, this one was seized inside of here, so I finally had to take a Sawzall and cut it on both sides to get it out. Hopefully I don't have to replace these forks because I can't find any ones online for a decent price, but if I have to, it's whatever. I'd rather spend a little bit more money and put everything new in here. That way I know, you know, I don't have to get all the whole rest of the car together and then find out I have to replace parts, take it all back apart. So I'm planning on, I have the upper control arms, front control arms there, to replace these guys. I got one of the bolts out, which is always what happens, that has happened with this car. I get one bolt out and the other one won't come out. So I can't even get, there's a nut on here. Can't see it, but this is the bolt head right here for the other bolt for the upper control arm, and right now I can't get it out. But hopefully, you know, with due time, I'll, you know, figure it out and try and get that out. But I'm planning on doing the upper control arms, like I said, because I already have those, and then the lower control arms as well. Hopefully not the sway bar, but if I have to do the sway bar, I'll probably just do that too. Not sure on tie rods yet. The tie rods seem good when I checked them with the tires on and everything. They seem decent. The front brakes are decent. It's got enough pad life left. The rotors aren't in terrible shape, so I'm probably not going to do that immediately. But as far as the back, being a 98, 22-year-old car, and especially here in Wisconsin, it's got a lot of rust. So I can't even get these drums off. We've been prying on it, hammering on it, trying to get them off, but they won't come off. So I'm thinking of just doing a whole rear disc conversion on here, which is, from what I've read, is pretty simple to do. A lot of people have done it. Let me just turn off the heater real quick so you can hear me, because it is pretty cold outside right now, so I gotta keep some heat in here so I don't freeze to death. But so I'm gonna do the rear disc conversion probably. There's kits that people sell, basically the whole thing. Just need to get the SI brake lines from what I've read, and then it's a pretty decent swap, or simple swap. I'm not thinking it's going to be simple, only because everything else I've run into is completely rusted and hard to do. So I'm hoping I won't have to replace brake lines and everything, because it seems to be the more I work on this car, the less I can actually get done, because everything is just seized and won't come out. So it's giving me quite a bit of headaches, but I couldn't expect much more from a 22-year-old car for $750. But as you can see down here, the muffler's off and the rest of the exhaust is laying underneath the car. So before my friend Kyle had left for college, I think it was on Thursday night or Friday night, I think, we started, taking part of the motor apart, under the hood, I guess you could say, because I am planning on swapping this motor. It had a slight rod knock when I bought it. This is a swap motor. It's a D16 B8 and the stock transmission. But obviously in the future, like next winter, after I drive this car this year, I plan on building the motor. So I'm just going to take this one out. If I can get anything for it, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'll just junk it. And then I plan on swapping. I'm looking at a B18 like GSR complete swap. Probably going to order it from H Motors online. Get the complete swap for that. As I was doing this tonight, I was working on it a little bit and trying to get the lower control arm out. There's a bolt on this ball joint or whatever bracket. I know it's hard to see here, but this one I can't get a wrench on it. So what I'm thinking I just need to do is get the motor out as soon as possible, so I can take this, I don't know exactly what it's called. I remember I heard what it, or found what it was called, but now I forget. This bracket here that you need to replace anyway for the B series that they'll send me. So that needs to come out. If I get that out of there, that'll get me plenty of room, I think, to get the rest of the bolts out and just have a little bit more room to work with. Obviously I don't have a lift, so crawling on the ground and everything on my creeper is kind of a pain too. But so that's the plan. Like I said, we got the radiator off, all the fluids, the coolant, oil, and power steering fluid are all drained now. I just drained the power steering fluid tonight. Didn't even have a belt on there, so that wasn't power steering anyway, but I'm not sure. I think for now, I'll probably, when I order the motor swap, get it with the power steering and AC, just so I can drive comfortably for, the summer and everything, even though these cars aren't bad driving without power steering, but just to have. So, but all the other coils are off, the other three, and like I said, I have the new ones at my house, but there's no point in bringing them over here because they're just going to get cold and take up space. Excuse me. So I'm just keeping them over there at my house for now. I need to order the rest of the suspension parts and everything, and then this Thursday when I have off work, I'm probably going to go to Harbor Freight and get shop crane or whatever, so I can hopefully start taking the motor out of here and just clearing up some more space. Like I said, pretty much this car, once it's done, is going to be brand new, almost. I mean, not really brand new, but everything pretty much up front's going to be new parts, suspension and steering, depending if I want to do tie rods or not. I'm not sure yet. And then the rear disc conversion in the back. And then the interior, I'm going to hopefully get a new door from like a junkyard or something, because I do plan on wrapping the car. Be obviously one of the last things to do after body work and all that's done. But interior wise, I started, as you can see here, half the dash is out, the bottom dash, which is everything is back in the back seat that I took apart. Reason for that is I was planning on painting everything, taking all the interior pieces out and painting it like black or something. After talking with Kyle and everything, we probably, we decided that it might not be a necessity to do right now, since, not a lot of people focus on interior as much anymore as, at car shows and everything. So, and that's also another thing that I'd have to worry about doing time-wise and everything. Like I said, there's a ton of stuff that needs to get done on here. So adding more things to the list is only going to take up more time. Like I said, I'm on a pretty tight deadline right now. But I did order a new steering wheel. As you can see here, we got that mounted to Energy with the quick release. The steering wheel's at my house, but it's a wood grain 3-spoke chrome steering wheel, which obviously didn't need to be done right now, but I was, wanted to get one cool thing, I guess, done on the car, so that's done. As far as everything else in the interior, I'm thinking about getting new seats. The back seats are really nice. I wanted to do black, find some kind of black leather rear seats, but I'm probably just going to replace the front ones right now and then do the rest later, as I continue with the car. Like I said, I can't do everything right now. I only have 4 months to get this done, pretty much. So interior wise is pretty much kind of going to stay. Like the headliner is pretty ripped up and everything too. I don't know if you can see it or not. Like this is hanging down, the visors and everything's hanging down. Headliner's kind of ripped. That might be something I'd replace, but I don't know if I'm going to mess with it now. Like I said, I got to get the motor swap, body work done, and everything up front pretty much done too. Those are going to be the 3 main things that need to get done on this car right now to, move forward with it. But for $750, I'm not complaining. It gives me something to work on in my spare time after work and everything, and something to learn on, something I really like about Honda Civics. Everyone gives them crap for being racers and everything, but I think they're a good platform, especially for someone who's learning more about cars like myself and, wants to learn more. It's a good platform because, like I said, this whole car is $750. Sure, it needs a lot of work, but, I'll learn a lot doing the work myself, with some help, obviously, but doing most of the work myself, I'll learn a lot that way versus buying a car that's pretty much all done already. So, and they're honestly one of the cheapest cars probably to work on. I mean, the coilovers were about $650. Other than that, like lower control arms for this thing are about $50 a piece per side. The rear disc conversion is about 400-ish is what I found. But anyone else that knows Hondas kind of knows a lot of this stuff is pretty cheap for this car. So that is kind of the plan. I know this video got kind of long, but just wanted to do an update finally on where this car's been, I guess, or what I've been doing and what the plans are for it. So if you like Civics or you like, builds and stuff like that, definitely stay tuned. Once some old motors out and everything and I get everything cleaned out of the way, I plan on painting the engine bay, hopefully, if I can. If not, that might have to be done later, so we'll see, I guess. But for the most part, like I said, front suspension, rear disc conversion, and motor swap are the main 3 things. And then the wrap, once pretty much everything else is done, and I can get the alignment done and drive the car to who's ever wrapping it. So stay tuned, I guess, for more videos on this thing as I kind of progress. I know it's pretty boring just, listening to me talk for 15 minutes, but like I said, I only have my phone right now, so I can't set anything down to record, and it wouldn't be very much fun watching me trying to work on it because, like I said, everything's freaking rusted, and I get lucky and get one bolt out, and that's about it. So picked up a torch and some PB blaster and everything, and even hasn't been working. I haven't tried the torch yet, but it's an old rusty car, Wisconsin rust. So everything is a pain to get out, but something I'm looking forward to, especially it being done, and driving it for the first time. So that's pretty much it. If you like the video, stay tuned for more. There'll definitely be a lot more videos on this scene as it progresses, just giving updates and everything. So enough of me talking and rambling. Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks, bye.